Hello, I'm Enzo, and today I'll be playing From the Depths. I got From the Depths quite a while ago, and I have 120 hours in it already. Have I played the normal campaign at all? Nope. I have no clue how to do basically anything in this game so far. However, I have learned quite a bit while I've been trying to build realistic ships, and this is my latest realistic ship that I've been trying to build. This is a guided missile destroyer. This is my attempt at a relatively modern one as well. There's a lot of cool stuff From the Depths that tells you just like everything about your vehicle, and this is probably why it's one of my new favorite games. This is also great because then I don't have to explain like all this stuff. It just shows you everything here. So let's go over armament, which it has quite a bit of. I spent a lot of testing trying to figure out how to make everything super effective, but I know it's not perfect, because this is only one of my first few vehicles. I am still learning how everything works. So let's start with the main gun. I originally tried to model the ship after one of the Arleigh Burke class guided missile destroyers, and I mean, I got pretty dang close, but I also decided to go a bit closer to one of the Chinese guided missile destroyers, because they have really cool superstructures. And this is kind of how it turned out. Starting with the main gun, this is just like your standard generic naval gun. However, it's beautiful. Can fire a shell at 1,900 meters a second using railguns. At first, I built a normal naval gun, but I was thinking, that's a little bit boring, a little bit basic. So I added a railgun. This is my first time playing with railguns, so it isn't perfect. I could definitely do way better. And I know the internals are also not perfect. I'll say that a lot in this video, because yet again, this is one of my first times trying this. But I gotta say, I love From the Depths. I love everything about it. How the tiniest details, like the shells in the racks, each segment of the shell. It's just beautiful. And so this is the advanced projectile system. This is the whole gun. I love just being able to make literally any type of gun at all. Completely customizable. The turret's pretty heavily armored, but, you know, you take a shell to the barrel and it's out of service until it gets repaired. That's the only unfortunate part. But yeah, pretty cool overall. I went with an anti-air mantlet because that's how they are in real life. They can have really high angles. I don't know what else to say besides that. I learned this technique where you actually put the turret in a... Well, I actually don't know what this thing is called. The thing around the turret. I should probably know that. But yeah, you get the point. Pretty neat thing. As you can see, I have it set up to fire once a second. Let's see if I can hit the starting base. And it did. It went so fast it actually pierced the entire thing. That was beautiful. So that's the main gun. The most important part about a guided missile destroyer. The missiles. Now, because this is a video game, the missiles can reload while we're in battle. Obviously, they can't do that in real life. So even if a real life one has, say, 96 missiles, they still will run out if they keep firing them. In this game, however, we don't run out of missiles, making this ship extremely powerful. Yeah, that's just beautiful, isn't it? I love firing 96 missiles at a time. It's even cooler when you watch them all fire at once, but I kind of like a little bit of staggered launch. So yeah, we have, what is it, 64 and 32. That's like the Arleigh Burke loadout, I believe. Take this all with a grain of salt, because I built this a while ago. The third weapon, also an insanely important part of these ships. Now, normally these only have one. I think, like, the early flights might have had two, but mine have... But my ship has two close-in weapon systems. Relatively close to Phalanx CIWS's, but not perfect, I know. But they are beautiful. These things can spit shells at insane speeds. And these are meant to be, you know, anti-missile, anti-projectile, especially the cram projectiles. These are great at shooting those down. Now, in real life, they are 20 millimeters, and the rate of fire should be way faster. Now, I should probably play around with these a bit more, figure out like a better loadout for this entire system. But I learned some cool stuff. The belt-fed autoloaders are awesome, and they're probably, you know, meant for making these CIWS guns. They should probably be 20 millimeters just like in real life, but I was playing around and they still aren't perfect. But I mean, they still fire pretty dang quick though. Next up, the anti-missile system. Spoiler alert, I have not gotten this thing to work all the time, so it's still a work in progress. I definitely need to fix it because I haven't tested this version, so I don't know if it works or not, but we'll see. Next up, torpedoes. Honestly, I didn't look it up enough to see where they put the torpedoes in real life. They might be like somewhere in one of the superstructures, but my torpedoes are fired from the side. I have to say, they're pretty cool. I use the large missiles for torpedoes, and these things pack a punch. And they go really fast, which is another part that I like about them. But you might notice I have 14 weapons instead of just the 6, because I have 3 on both sides. Well, there's another type of weapon I built, and it's those things. It's another type of missile I used. Let's see, it's situated down somewhere in the front. Ah, there they are. But yes, these things are basically anti-torpedo kind of buoys, I guess. That's the best way to say it. It's probably a little bit overkill, but I just wanted to make sure that the torpedoes don't go for my ship and instead go for these things all the way at the bottom. Well, kind of in the middle between surface and bottom of the ocean, but you get my point. And of course, I have munition detectors everywhere, and a bunch of radar and all the other AI stuff. I tried to make it look decent, especially in the superstructure, but it is what it is. Can't really do too much about it. These destroyers also carry helicopters, but my helicopter kind of just does loops currently, and it doesn't know how to fly. So aircraft aren't exactly my current expertise yet, so I'll figure it out eventually. I would love to have one on here for more any anti-submarine operations, because that's what they do in real life, but I mean, I haven't really fought a submarine yet, so I wouldn't know. For propulsion, I have 2 of these 5-meter steam turbine propellers with a crank motor instead of a whole steam turbine setup. I should have gone with the steam turbine for sure, but I wanted to try out these crank motors. I don't know if there's a way to do them better than just one to make them go faster, but they don't go all that fast. Even, you know, with the best settings and everything. You know, if the top speed's, 22 meters a second, that's, I think, a little higher than 30 knots in real life, so I'm relatively close to the real life speed of these things. And of course, all the turning propellers, the giant rudder. We have more turning propellers in the front to help it out. There's also, you know, this little part of the hull that has sonar, and sonar, well, passive, active. Going over the internals, I'll start at the bow. That's because in here it's not much, just armor. The entire ship is made out of light alloy beams, or just alloy beams. All alloy, so it's relatively light, kind of like in real life. A bunch of material containers where I store everything. I should definitely arm them better because they have been blown up in the past, but oh well. I have a secondary command center. It's quite a trip, but you can make it all the way through the ship. And you get in through this whole area. Yeah, it's a hike, but yeah. Behind that, we have the main gun. I showed this earlier. It's got all the advanced projectile system stuff in there. Behind that, we have this giant box which houses all 64 of the front missiles. Yet again, awesome system. I think I could have made it one or two blocks deeper perhaps, but I'm already kind of pushing it as is. Yeah, I always kind of forget about one thing in these build videos, but paint job. I love this paint job. I fell in love with it the second I painted the ship, especially this red. Such a beautiful color. It's not 100% accurate because that's supposed to be the water line, but oh well, close enough. And, these are 4 beams, so if I painted one part, it'd paint the whole thing. I need to figure that out for later, though. On the upper deck, as you can see, it's still just this giant box. That's also what's down there. Then we get to here. The second CIWS gun, and I mean, same thing here as well. I added a bit more armor because this part's relatively weak. Like, this part of the ship is the thing that gets hit the most, that's why I tried to armor it a bit better. Behind the CIWS gun is the AI. I saw stone being put around in AI sometimes, so I tried it. I don't know what the best thing to protect your AI is with. I was considering going heavy armor, actually, and then a bunch of surge protectors around it. That's probably the best bet, because this has gotten crippled in the past when I was testing it. Right above that, the superstructure is bare, because it has no real purpose currently. I was considering reinforcing it a few times, because projectiles have gotten in here and pierced into the AI, so I should probably protect that a bit better. Back here, it's basically the same loadout as the front. Got the whole CIWS turret. Barbette? Is that what these things are called? Barbettes? I feel like that's what they're called. Don't quote me on that, though. I don't remember my stuff. But yeah, pumps, surge protectors for the AI, nothing special. And of course the missile box, as I like to call them, is also the exact same. This is supposed to have blocks separating them, but oh well. One blows up, they'll probably all blow up. Actually, this should have an air pump in it. That could have probably been an issue. I should probably save this. Now, this is generally where the helicopter is normally located, but since I was just having like this tractor beam that protects or spawns it, not spawns it, but holds it, that's how that works. Can't really move it in or anything like that. I have a huge node of repair bots to help out with repairing the ship. I think that's other vehicles. Yeah, so repair bots are what you need to help repair your ship. These things are insanely effective, especially as you have... Alright, well actually, I don't know where the block list is. Maybe it's in builds somewhere. I don't know. So, there are just a lot of them. That's all I really know. But below that is where some of the magic happens. But I should have added way bigger batteries because that's best for the electric engines. But after I realized my mistake in there, I built... It's all the way in the rear here. Yeah. I built this huge battery box for an engine. So that's... We kind of have two systems going. If one's broken, the other should survive. And that was the original plan of making all the small subsections. But I guess if I filled them with batteries, they'd work better. Either way, we have plenty of power, both for the railguns and all the engines. Like, way more power than I ever need. Alright, let's see... Well, first of all, I think this is it really 16 meters a second? That's a little bit sad, but I believe that's close to real life. Turning, let's see. I'm never used to controls in this game. It's so weird. But we turn decently, I guess. I'm still trying to figure out, like, optimized turning, especially for small ships like this. Destroyers are generally the small ships, that's why turning is so weird. But yeah, I still need to do a lot of research on how most stuff in this game works. Anyways, let's spawn an enemy. Now, I always try a bunch of different enemies. I always started with this thing. I tried to pronounce it a bunch, but failed horribly. And I really like the contraband because it fires a super powerful missile I just can't shoot down for some reason. I haven't tried the crossbones, though. As you can see, the main gun immediately starts firing at them. Oof. We took a hit right to one of the CIWS's. That's something I've wanted to fix for a while. But anyways, our missiles all fired at them. I think our torpedoes should be going in soon. But yeah, it's pretty clear we can't... Whoa. Okay, fine. Just go ahead and target me. Alright, so I tried to battle. I died horribly. It was a whole mess. The one last thing I forgot was the magazine, because, you know, ammo storage is important. The magazine obviously is at the bottom of the ship, where it shouldn't get damaged. I should really reinforce this thing with heavy armor instead. I think that would be the best idea. There's also a layer right below the lead layer, because maybe I could... Yeah, I guess I'm a bit too low in the water. I could shed some weight if I remove some of that lead. Fine, I'll go to battle for now. Let me try something that doesn't one-shot me. The contraband... Oh, the crossbones, I mean. The crossbones is really cool, but I like the Kraken. However, what's the other... Let's see what our big ones we have in here. Plunderer. Now you're speaking my language. Ooh, let's see how the CIWS. Alright, that wasn't too bad, I guess. But as you can see, the pure swarm of missiles going at them. You can also see the slow but steady damage that our main gun's racking up. Wow, that is beautiful. Yeah, I mean, not much is going to survive, you know, 96 missiles unless there's really good defense. Even before that, though, the main gun is still tearing into the enemy. I've also figured I think I have to sail straight at the enemy, not go broadside to them. So that was pretty beautiful. I don't believe the torpedoes had a chance to really do anything because they're fired from the side. Maybe they homed in. I can't be sure. I don't really see some torpedo trails. Still, that was awesome. It feels very nice when you just decimate an enemy like that. Because the repair bots, well, repair everything, I don't really know what was damaged, but you can kind of tell by the burn marks. I think there might have been a hole there because of the repair pattern. Ooh, there's actually some damage to the bottom of the ship. That's not a good thing. Especially close to the magazine like that. But it's mostly just the bow that was damaged, and besides the material containers, I should really protect better. And maybe the gun. There isn't too much important stuff there. I also really want to try something. Gotta stop going. I was trying direct line for a bit, but that wasn't working, obviously. So let's try crossbones. It didn't work well the first time. Who knows if it's... Yeah, that's a bunch of shells. Well, we're taking in a lot of water, but we're alive. And it's time for our missiles to counterattack. We've destroyed quite a bunch of their defenses. Also, I'm sorry, I have no clue how to work the camera. I feel like we just took... Ooh, yeah, our main gun is sadly disabled. Man, those shells just eat right into our ship. I really need to protect that AI better. Superstructure's gone. Our main gun can't really do anything. Oh, there goes our bow. But I believe the missiles... Oh wait, am I... Ah. It knocked out the AI. That's why nothing's been firing. Let's try the main gun then. What else is on the... Yeah. Oh, I want to see if I can get like a good cam view. So these projectiles are meant to pierce heavy armor and deal a good portion of damage. Actually, I don't like using the CIWS as a secondary gun like that, but it's clearly not doing its job. I think I have the wrong type of shells. I think high explosive is not the play. I feel like Sabo rounds were way better. In the end, though, I managed to win. Probably just because I had all those repair bots. I think if I didn't have those, I would be destroyed way more often. That was pretty crazy, though. That dealt way more damage to me than I expected. I really thought this destroyer could literally just beat anything, but I guess I was wrong. So what did I learn from all this? Well, I should definitely armor stuff better, like, you know, the gun, the CIWSs. I should have, like, the shields on them instead. I perfect the shells that these things use. You know, I mean, we weren't fired by missiles, so I think that's okay. Otherwise, though, that was pretty cool. I love From the Depths. It is easily one of my top favorite games of all time now. It's all of my favorite things combined. A building game, combat, warships, but there's also airplanes. You can build actual submarines in this game, which might be the next builds video. It's great overall. Maybe one day I'll play the campaign, but I have too much fun actually building and testing ships right now. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And this is going to be Enzo from LookIntoGaming, signing out.